Hello, my name is Chip Baker, and my single parent superhero mom raised an amazing man. And so today I'm going to talk to you about the 7 tips of how a single woman can raise a masculine man. And so, a little bit of a backstory. I was raised by a single parent mother. And of course, there were struggles, ups and downs along the journey. But I had a superhero in my house, and my superhero was my mother. And there were so many things she taught me along the way. Yes, she gave some good advice by her words, but her actions were amazing. She put in the work to make sure that my sister and I were on the right path and did things the right way. And so I would just like to share with you some of the things that she did that I feel that helped us, help me grow to be a masculine man, help us grow to be great in what we do. And so I'm super proud of that. The first tip, what she did is she understood that um, as a single parent mom, that you know adults are going to have differences, right? So when you split, adults have differences, but she didn't let the adult differences get in the way of my mother and my father raising us. All right. And so we were in different houses, but my mother was not one. She was a good hearted person. She didn't say, well, no, you can't see your kids. She didn't do any of that. She knew that it was bigger than us, and she knew that it was important for our father to be in our lives. And so, she had grace and forgiveness. And for that, I am extremely and truly grateful for that, because it couldn't have been that way, and it could have been a whole lot worse. And so that's the first thing, is she understood that it was bigger than her and it wasn't about her. So that's the first tip. The second tip of what she did is she put me around positive male role models. I can remember as a kid, she had me involved in sports, in church functions, in community functions, so where I could be around positive male role models. And those male role models show me that, like if they can, like if that guy can play college basketball, or play college football, or have 2 or 3 college degrees, or smile when he's at his job and actually loves what he does. Like if those guys can do that, then I can grow to do those things too. And so I was surrounded by positive male role models. And that's another thing that I'm grateful for, and another action that my mother took. The next thing is, she got me involved in lots so that I had no downtime. And so if there was downtime, I was too tired and I didn't want to do anything, so I couldn't get in any trouble. And so she kept me involved in lots. She put me in situations where I could be around people and different things that I may not would normally see, right? And so she was intentional about that. And so had me involved in lots, all kinds of groups, all kinds of clubs, like I said, church functions, community, sports. And what that did is it built some great relationships that I still have today. Some of my greatest friends, greatest relationships, greatest family, friends that are family, are ones that I met back when my mother was intentional about putting me around great people. And so I was involved in lots, so I didn't have downtime, and I was too tired to get into any trouble. So that really helped me. The fourth tip is she had a healthy balance of love and accountability. And some of you, some of y'all may understand this when I say this. She would say, "Boy, I whooped you because I love you." Hold on, wait a minute. That don't make sense, mama. When I was a kid, that didn't make sense to me. But as I grew older and matured, I understood that she was instilling discipline in me. And discipline allows us the freedom to be happy. And I've learned that in my life. I'm truly grateful for the fact that she was disciplined. She was hard on me because she loved me, right? And it was a healthy balance of that. She held me accountable. Like, boy, you're not gonna do that. Like, boy, you better make. She said, "Boy, it's for real, right?" Like, and she know my name. She gave me my name. But when she said "boy," it was for real. And so there was a healthy balance of love and accountability. That's the fourth tip. The fifth tip is she had high expectations as well as high support. And what I mean by that is, like I said, I was involved in lots. And so I was expected to be great at everything that I was involved in. I was expected to have good grades. I was expected to be a part of the certain groups and give my all to it. I was expected, like, if you're going to do something, you're going to do it right. That was the expectation, right? But not only were there high expectations, I also knew that at any place I was playing or anything I was involved in, she was there. Even in college, when I knew that she couldn't afford to drive or fly to go to a game that's 10 hours away to college, and she made it happen. And so she expected me to do great things, but she also had high support, and she was there. And in some of those cases, she was the loudest mom there too. And so again, being young, I didn't, I was like, mama, mama. But as I got older and look back on it, I'm so glad that I had that. I'm so glad that I had high expectations and high support. So that's the fifth tip. The sixth tip is, she promoted effective communication while being open and honest, right? And so um, she would listen. Um, you know, she would also explain to me, "Hey, I'm getting on your butt, boy, because of this. Like, I expect you to be this, and this is what it's going to lead to. If you learn this lesson, then in your life as a man, this is what you will have to do. You will have to be responsible. You will have to respect ladies. You will have to carry yourself in a manner that is respectful, and and people can depend on you." And so there was effective communication within that, and she was always open and honest. And sometimes there were some things that she would say that I might not have wanted to hear. Or she may have said it to me in a manner that I might not want to hear it that way. But I knew without a shadow of a doubt that that lady loved me and that I meant everything to her. And so if she was giving it to me like that, then I probably need to straighten up and get better. And so there was uh, open and honest and effective communication. And then the last tip, the seventh tip, is have a growth mindset. She promoted a growth mindset. She was an advocate of learning. She taught us so many things, and I'm a fourth generation educator, so I come from a long line of people that give service, people that love to learn, people that love to teach. And so, of course, it was no different at home. We got that at home as well. And so there were certain things that she taught us, that she demanded of us, as far as learning, as far as reading, as far as finding your interest, as far as getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, because on the other side of that uncomfort is your maximum growth. And so I knew that, if I put myself in situations where I can always learn lessons and have the proper perspective to say, oh, this is not happening to me, it's happening for me. And what can I learn from this lesson that's going to help me be better? And when I learn this lesson, it's not just for me, it's for me to learn the lesson so that I can be a blessing to other people. And so the growth mindset was amazing, and it allowed me to grow to be who I am today. So in closing, I'd like to just review the points that I gave you, that I feel that my mother instilled, my superhero single parent mother instilled in me, which allowed me to be raised to be a masculine man, Hopefully, I've done some things that well, I know I have. I've done some things that have made her proud. I can recall giving her like my first book that I wrote and seeing her just hold the book and just cry and rock because she was so proud. And so the things that she instilled, that she did, she understand that first off, that adults have differences, and when adults have differences, you can't let your differences come between you raising the kids, because it's not their fault that you have differences. And so I'm appreciative of that. The second point is she put us around positive male role models so I could see what it's like to be a man, right? The third thing is she had me involved in lots so that I was exhausted and I was tired and I couldn't get in any trouble, right? So when you're involved in lots as a kid, you're too tired to do all that other stuff and get involved in those things. The fourth tip that I gave you is she had a healthy balance of love and accountability. She loved huge, but she made sure that I was accountable for what she expected. The fifth point is have high expectations and high support. So it was demanded that we do things the right way or don't waste your time, right? But then also when we were involved in things, she was there at everything. She supported everything and was the loudest mom. The sixth tip that I gave you was promote effective communication while being open and honest. It's important to be able to know that you can communicate as a child. You can communicate with your parent, and your parent's going to listen, but at the same time, the parent's going to give it to you real, open and honest, from the heart. And then the last point was have a growth mindset. Growth mindset was promoted in my household, and I'm forever grateful for that. So I'd like to say thanks so much to Coach Love for having me on the Global Positive Masculinity Campaign. I consider an honor and a privilege to be a part of this, and thank you for checking it out. Go get it.
Thank you, Chip. It's a pleasure to have you.